So we hear all the time this comment from so many of you, which is, but you guys have each other. I don't have a business partner. Can I do this without a partner? I wish I had someone to work with. The question is, can I do this without a partner?
Yeah, and the answer is absolutely.
Yes.
You definitely can.
You
We're
totally
gonna
can.
help you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do have the good fortune of having one another, and I'm so grateful for you.
And I'm grateful for you too.
Thanks.
Yeah, it does help. It helps to have someone to bounce ideas off of.
It does.
If we don't have that.
Yeah.
We have tons of resources for you to help you identify your strengths.
Yes, and that's it.
Where you need help.
Yes,
Yeah.
strengths and outsourcing. You just said it. The first thing that you really need to do is give some serious consideration to what you're good at and what you suck at, and lay it out. You know,
Yeah.
And not only what are you good at, but what do you want to do? Where are you best suited to spend your time and your energy, and where do you need some help?
Right. So if your strengths are being organizational, you know, if bookkeeping is your thing. Well, it's not really, but like
she's very good at it.
I'm kind of anal, so it works. But you know, bookkeeping and technology and spreadsheets and you know all of those behind the scenes pieces. If that's a strength for you, build on it. And if it's not, outsource it.
Yeah.
Get help with that. Right.
Yeah.
Use QuickBooks.
Yeah, use QuickBooks if that's actually easy and affordable.
Exactly.
And if you can afford more, hire a bookkeeper for a couple hours a week, literally starting out, right? Not much.
So you can spend your time doing the things that you are good at, right? Like if the bookkeeping bogs you down and exhausts you and gives you anxiety, outsource it to somebody who can do it efficiently so that you can use your bandwidth and your brain power to do the creative part that makes you happy and brings you joy in your staging business.
Yes, this is cost opportunity, right? It's spending your time doing the things that you are best at because that's what is most valuable.
You are valuable.
Words are hard.
So identify your strengths. Yeah. What are you really good at?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If something like making design selections bogs you down, find the people in your world that can help you do that. You made a good point when we were talking earlier about contacting your trade reps at your where you get your furniture from. Those people's jobs are to help you find pieces you need. So if you don't want to spend an hour sorting through the website and making furniture selections, tell them what you need and let them do the work for you.
Yeah. Literally tell them, I need a sofa in this color, these dimensions or smaller, or give them a range. I need X number of chairs that fit these dimensions in this style. I need a rug that's, an 8x10 that has, neutral color palette. Give them a description and hand it to them, let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've been given other projects that are super fun. In the beginning, doing all of that searching is fun.
Yeah. And
then over time, you need to outsource it because you're going to become so busy that it's going to consume so much of your time that it starts to be overwhelming. So, if you're given a lighting project, somebody contacts you and says, hey, I need lighting for this entire house. Then you say, okay, we need flush mount. We need X number of flush mount lights. We need X number of, bathroom sconces. We need this. Get your dimensions, get your list, send it to your trade rep and say, fill in these spots, fill in these pieces for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And outsource it. Yeah. The reality is that you are not going to be good at every aspect of a home staging business. It's not likely, it's not expected.
Yeah.
Focus on what you're super good at and find helpers to do the pieces that you're not good at.
Right.
It's funny because people sometimes ask us too, do I have to be good at design to be in home staging? Right. The reality is no, you don't necessarily even have to be good at design if you know how to ask for help when you need it, if you know how to tap into resources, if you know how to, find somebody to do those pieces. And it doesn't have to be expensive or fancy. Right. I mean, we were talking about the paint color selections as an example. Yeah, tell them about that. Yeah.
Right. So somebody asks you, a realtor asks you, hey, can you help me pick paint colors for this house? We're going to have it painted and then we can have you stage it. Well, if you don't know paint colors that well, there are a couple of quick solutions. You can go on do a quick Google search for color palettes 2021. or go on the Benjamin Moore website and see what their, what are the colors of the year for 2021 and go from that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's such a simple way. It costs you nothing, you know, to get really good free information. The internet is full of good information. Another thought is, maybe you have a really good eye for design, but actually some of the nuts and bolts of that feel heavy or scary. I mean, let's face it, sometimes it's scary. Let's use the bookcases, for example, right?
Right.
Maybe you're fantastic at the color selections, but you stink at figuring out how to accessorize bookshelves.
Right.
If you don't know how to do something, research it. Get some training. There are tons of free videos how to stage a vignette or how to stage a bookshelf.
Yeah, YouTube, guys.
YouTube.
Do a search on YouTube. Or other things you can do is, if you get stuck, again, going back to paint colors, maybe you have a painter. We always tell you guys, you want to have a list of trusted contractors in your back pocket. So ask your painter, hey, what's a good paint color? What are your top 3 paint colors that you're seeing in new construction right now? If you get into a situation where someone wants you to help them with a carpentry project, right?
Yeah.
Maybe someone calls you in and they want to have a surround built around their fireplace and you feel like it's outside of your wheelhouse. Bring in your contractor and let them problem solve with you, because they're going to know their products. They're going to have the expertise to problem solve with you in a collaborative effort, and it'll make you come across as more professional, and you can bill them for your time.
I'm glad you're talking about that. It makes me think about something that I remember you saying to me not too long ago. I was going to do tile selections with a client for a huge house, and that's something that I do often, but this was just a really particularly big house, a huge project, very discriminating clients, and I was really intimidated. And you said to me, you do not have to be an expert in all things, Jenny, and it was such an important reminder for me to realize. I'm like, you know what? That's right. I'm going to the tile store with the showroom with a tile professional who knows her product, who is going to help us make all of the selections that we need to make.
Right.
So instead of me taking on the burden of I have to do this all myself, Erin reminded me that I can utilize the other professionals that are on my team to make those sound decisions, and it's a game changer.
Right. Yeah. Take that burden off of your shoulders. If there's no way that you can know everything there is to know about every product you're working with. So working with a tile professional in the showroom, rely on them to know the quality of their products. They're going to know what materials are going to work best in which spaces.
Yeah.
They're going to know what materials are going to have limited availability. They're going to know more about the cost. You can help with the aesthetic. You can help with color selections, and you can give your feedback in terms of what's going to work. But rely on the professionals who know their stuff. Same thing with furniture. This is a big reason why we drive all of our design clients through a local furniture store who we love and cherish very much, because they know their product.
Yeah.
And they know what companies make the best upholstery and what their turnaround time is, and what fabrics are going to hold up in a high traffic environment, or what's going to work well with children, and what fabrics have chemicals in them that cause cancer. Like, there are so many variables there that we don't have to know all of that. We're going to lean on the people who do.
Yes.
And in the end, it makes us look more professional, because we're able to provide the information that they need, because we are using the resources around us.
Yes, and we're learning. We're learning in the meantime, and I think this is a huge point about doing this on your own. The learning process, the training that you seek out, that training builds confidence.
Yeah.
So it's on the job learning opportunity for one, but the more that you seek out your own opportunities to learn about the industry that you're working in, to learn different aspects of it, the more training that you seek, the more confidence you're going to have in what you're doing.
Right. And speaking of which, guys, if you get hung up on something, put it in the comments below, and we can help you. We will help you get the resources you need. We will do the research, and we'll create the videos that you need so that you can succeed in your staging business, because we get so much inspiration from you guys, from seeing your successes. And so link your social media accounts in the comments so we can see your work, and send us your questions, because we want to know what are you getting hung up on, and how can we help other people in our industry grow.
Yeah, we want to help you grow.
Yeah.
I just thought of something else.
Go.
Thinking about how, how you need to be able to build and gather as many resources as possible for yourself when you're doing this on your own. Every community has a small business support administration it's called the SBA actually. And you can find them. They are free of charge, and they will help you with all kinds of things. You'd be shocked. They will help you with writing business plans. They will help you try to identify funding sources if you're needing that. They're an invaluable free community resource. And usually those people are retired entrepreneurs themselves who are doing the work. So they're in the know, and they're doing it because they want to help people learn, kind of like us.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to help people learn.
Right.
Yeah.
We actually literally sat down with our small business administration that is associated with the university here locally, and she looked at our website and gave us feedback about what areas of the website we need to develop. She talked to us about what our goals are and how we can get ourselves out there. I mean, it was incredible. So tap into that.
Yeah.
Tap into your local resources. Tap into your local community colleges. There are people out there whose job and whose sole purpose is to help small businesses succeed. So be resourceful.
And speaking of help, I think that's probably the most important piece here.
Yeah.
Do not be afraid to ask for help. It is sometimes not easy for us to do that. If you're willing to ask people for help, you're going to be very, very pleasantly surprised.
Right.
People want to help people.
Yeah. Okay. So
Right?
say, what if sales is not your strong point? Like, what do you do? Who do you talk to?
So maybe you're not maybe sales is something you are terrified to do, or you just don't have the skill set for that. I don't know. I mean, maybe your dad's not a realtor, but maybe he's a car salesman, and he could help you write a sales pitch that you could use with a realtor.
Right.
Yeah. Think about your family and your friends. Who can you ask? Your family and your friends are the people that you can ask for help. Ask them what their strengths are. Ask them if they think that they have a skill set that they could offer to you that might help you in growing and building your business. Family and friends are awesome resources, and they're usually really willing to jump in. Delighted one that you asked for their expertise, and delighted to help somebody who's just starting out get started.
Yes, and you can help them in turn. And so here's one example. One of our first huge staging jobs that we undertook was a massive job. It was like a 4-story house, and we had to fill the whole thing. And we needed more art and accessories than we could afford.
Yeah.
So we talked to local artists and friends of ours who, one who is a local artist, she loaned us her art. It was matted and framed. She put a small price tag and business, contact information in the bottom of her pieces. We used them all over the house. We borrowed art from a local art gallery.
We did.
We borrowed original oil paintings. They were gorgeous, and that artist got exposure. And we plugged the art gallery in all of our social media posts.
Yeah.
What about the sculptures?
Yeah, we borrowed pottery from a local potter here. Thanks, Link. It was beautiful, and we used that. It was awesome.
Yeah. So think, brainstorm. Make a list of people you know. And if you don't know them, start making that a point, making that part of your business plan, getting to know local contractors, finding local contractors, finding local artists, finding furniture stores that you want to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this idea of building your community, building your group of people that are going to be there for emotional support, for professional support. What about joining joining the clubs, right? The
the networking clubs.
Yes, the networking clubs, the young professionals clubs. These groups are all designed to help people, one, network for obvious reasons, but two, to learn skills, right? You're talking, what you're doing is you're talking and socializing with your peers and learning about their businesses and what they have to offer. You're sharpening your skills in terms of people skills. You're learning how other people approach things, and you're making friends, which is another really nice thing to have in your industry.
Yes, and then to kind of add to that, use your social media. Use your social media not only, so we use it for our free marketing, we use it to stay on the radar of the local realtors, we use it to show off our work, we use it to stay in contact with you guys, but you also can use your social media to outsource, right? Like maybe I'm looking for a power washer for this staging job. Does anybody have any referrals they can send me? I'm looking for a local artist to feature in my next, in this open house. Can you send me your contacts? Right?
Yeah, that's so good. And that's not the only thing that social media is good for. I'm going to jump back to building confidence.
Right.
Here's a beautiful side effect of social media. You post a picture of your work, or you show somebody something that you've done, or you ask a question, you get feedback from your followers, and it's wonderful.
Yes.
It's
positive
complimentary,
feedback.
Right?
Yes.
It's great for confidence.
Yes.
People tell you how beautiful they think the room is, or they say something nice about the work you've done, or a realtor comments about how she enjoyed meeting you and she's looking forward to working with you. And that is another really nice tool for building confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And then use your social media to expand your reach. So if one-on-one networking isn't your deal, we're in the middle of COVID. They're doing a lot less of these, mingling, like face-to-face events. If that's not your thing, then use social media to do that. So maybe a realtor comments or likes your post, go to that realtor, see who they follow, see the hashtags that they follow their hashtags, make friends with their realtors within their network, start following their pictures, comment on their pictures. It's all about the algorithm, it's all about staying active. And then if social media is not your jam, hire your little sister to do your social media fodder for you, right? Like, outsource it.
That's a great idea. You can find a teenager to do that stuff.
Oh my God. I mean, and then they kind of like, they were like born into this generation of social media, and they can do it really well. So, find somebody, who is good at that, and let them do it, pay them. You don't have to pay them a lot.
So you can sort of see that what you're doing and all of these things that we're talking about is building this whole community around you. You're building an entire community around you. So you'll see you're actually not doing your home staging alone, not even a little bit.
Right.
You're making a whole community of people that will support you and help you. And also don't be afraid to ask for feedback. Don't be afraid to say to somebody, hey, if you like the work I did for you, would you leave me a review? Also good for the confidence building.
And then you can take those testimonials and use them in your social media for more fodder, for more exposure. Another great thing to have in your repertoire as stagers is movers you can count on. Right? You can hire an assistant, and you can move furniture yourself, but if you're not going that route, hire movers. One, you can negotiate with them and often get reduced rates because you're using them so frequently. You can count on them. They'll know your style. They'll know how you organize your stuff. Over time, you develop these relationships, and they will make your installation day go so much smoother than working with a stranger. So it's all about developing those relationships with people around you.
Yes. So you can do it. You can do this on your own. You do not need a partner, because you will not be alone.
And you have us. We can be your partners,
Did
guys.
I just rhyme?
You did. Are we rapping today, Jessica?
I didn't mean to rhyme.
This is the Dr. Seuss version of a Vision Mentor.
It's true.
It's true.
So what questions do you have for us about Home staging without a business partner. Ask us.
Ask us.
We will answer you.
We're here for you. Drop a comment below, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned. I'm Erin.
I'm Jenny.
And we're Revisions Mentor, and we'll see you soon.